Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Might and Mercy. Today I'm joined by the wonderful Chris,
Hi, I'm Chris, and I play Fitzroy.
and we have a mystery guest who Chris is also going to be guessing who that is right now. Welcome back, and we are going to dive right into the continuation and hopefully final episode of this saga of the origins of Mr. Fritz, or Ferdinand Fitzroy the third. Is it fourth?
Or definitely the third, not
Definitely
the
the third.
fourth.
We don't have any announcements except that we rebranded the YouTube channel to the Might and Mercy podcast, so everything is Unibrand now. Amazing. I will still be doing some writing stuff, but over on a different channel, because this one apparently became about RPGs, 13th Age, D&D, and everything else. So that's what you'll find here if you keep watching and subscribe. Anyway, let's dive right in, because last time we left Fitzroy, he was trying to figure out his way out of the Whispering Gorge, having tracked down the imp Radnox and doing battle with him and a strange other creature that he poofed out into smoke using some powerful magic. At this moment, Radnox has fled out of the Whispering Gorge up over the edge of the cliff, and Fitzroy is left in the dark looking for a way up. Fitzroy, tell us, what do you want to do?
Ooh, so I will mutter to myself, slightly annoyed. Can't believe he got away. Um, what's the what does it look like inside this room? Right, so I came up through some stairs or through some other
Looks
rooms.
like a ruin that has been abandoned for probably 1,000 years, if not more or less. There's not a lot there. Looks like it's actually, to you, it's somewhat familiar dwarven made. So there's some stonework that you can actually see there. That is a table, benches, maybe even a countertop, a window frame, doorways, but most of it's caved in or broken. It's not a very easily accessible place, and it's definitely been rended or cut in half by a geological event.
So it doesn't look like there's a way through, or does it look like there's another room I can explore and see whether or not there's somewhere I can go through and come out on top? Because
Yeah, I'm
not
sure
very
you
good
could
at
find your
climbing.
way. You could find your way up one, but as
Yes.
far as you recollect from standing in the Whispering Gorge, it was 3, maybe 4 stories up.
Hmm.
So it's going to take you a while.
Okay. But going outside and going back down again, there wasn't. How far did I? How far did I go in the Whispering Gorge before I came across this? So going back out the way I came in is going to take
You
just as
clambered
long.
down, so
Hmm.
either way, you're going to have to climb up, or
Yeah. Okay, I'm going
however
to
you
go
want
for.
to do it. You're
Let's
going
go for
inside, or you're
inside.
going up the.
Let's make it interesting. Let's do the inside thing.
All right. So why don't you just give me a d20 roll and add your dexterity to that, please?
Dex and level.
Yeah.
Oh, 18.
18. All right.
Yes.
So how do you feel forward on your first attempt to get one floor up?
So seeing a way up, I decide that I will use my gnomish speed, which is not a thing, to run full force and just try and propel myself up purely by momentum. And luckily enough, slipping and sliding, I managed to grab onto the top and pull myself up.
Amazing. So you do this
Wonderful.
2 more times to get to the upper edge of the Whispering Gorge, and it's kind of like the last, maybe, let's say, 3-4 meters is actually a layer of solid granite stone, which makes it somewhat easier to kind of clamber up, because there are no huge gaps of like houses or rooms torn in half. So you've managed to find some purchase and mountain climb, free climb your way up. And the moment you get up top, and I'm just going to do some magic here,
Ooh.
you get to the You get to the top of this cliff, and at the top of that cliff, you see two things that catch your eye. First of all, the one you are chasing with his slightly elongated, pointy tail, red-scaled skin, two horns on his impish-sized body, tiny wings that seems to have sprouted as he took off, landing, but landing in the middle of someone's camp who is sitting by a fire, cooking their evening or roasting their evening meal. Pharamond, do you want to tell us who Fitzroy sees as he peers over the edge of the cliff? You need to unmute, obviously.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Fitzroy sees this large person, but he's not large upwards. He is large to the sides. He's a halfling, although you probably shouldn't call him that to his face. He is a pile of muscles wearing this shiny black scaled armor and carrying a gigantic sword on his back.
All right.
And he is currently unaware of anything except for the food he is trying to cook.
Well, and the red impish creature that seems to have just landed squat right in front of him in the middle of his camp.
And that.
Okay. So what does he do?
He jumps up in surprise, blinks a few times, and says, "Oh, hello there. Can you please point me out in the direction of Gold Meadows, I believe it was called? There's a contest there I'm supposed to win."
Certainly, yeah, over that way. The somewhat sharp-faced, quite good-looking actually, for a red-skinned creature, says, "Over that way. Just go to where the buildings are. I'm really sorry. I have to keep running." And he begins to book it away from your camp. Fitzroy, what are you doing at this moment in time?
How far away am I from this wonderful scene that is unfolding?
I'd say you need to move to get up to this scene.
Okay, I will run as fast as my tiny legs can carry me towards the
Okay.
scene while shouting, "Excuse me, sir, please detain the little man in red. He owes me an explanation."
I guess that's where we're going to roll initiative.
Ooh. Another classic Fitz roll. 10.
Fairmont?
I was muted again. 13.
You sure you're all rolling for real?
I rolled a 9 and I have a +4.
I rolled a 4. So, yeah.
Oh, by the way, how did both of you manage to pick a name with F once again? I had a campaign where everyone had names starting with an E. It wasn't fun for me. Anyway, as you shout that across the dark plain, illuminated only, or the darkening plain, I should say, because it's dusk, not night yet. The part that you see is a small campfire, that where someone has set up camp, getting ready to settle in for the night. Yeah. The creature you know as Radnox actually snaps out of existence. And that's what you see happening at that moment. That's Radnox's turn. Pharamond, there was a creature standing in front of you just a moment ago, and it has now disappeared.
Oh, that was weird. The truth is, it happens to me quite a lot because I could be focused on one thing one moment, and the moment later it's just out of sight, out of mind. But I never had it happen right in front of my eyes.
That's very strange.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Creature? I think you took this person's explanation or something. Does that make sense? You said you owed him something?
What are you going to do?
I turn towards this gnome and say, he disappeared.
Anything else you're going to try to do, or is that it?
I can try to look really well, peer into the distance, see if I can see him. Maybe he's hiding under something.
Invisible. You can't see him.
Oh, do I know he's invisible? I mean, I saw him disappear.
Oh, you saw him, and then you saw him disappear. So
a
couple of options run through your mind.
Yeah.
You see the last known location where he was. You know where he was.
I am a hunter. I am a hunter. Do I see any signs that he's still there? Footprints, the grass parting?
I had you roll against the DC of 20, please.
Okay. Is this a wisdom plus background?
Wisdom plus your background, sure.
Plus level. Okay. So I have a plus 8 and I need to get a 20. And I rolled a 20.
Okay. Well, there you go. You can clearly see, even though something has turned invisible, you can see it, the direction it was kind of like running in, because it gave itself a running start. You see the grass kind of move. It's tall grass. Where you're standing, for you, it would come like right under your chest probably. And then you see the grass in that direction, which is more or less westward, kind of stop moving as something seems to jump up out of it in that direction. So you're pretty sure of the direction it's going in. That wasn't an action, by the way. So is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, seeing that, I'm going to hold out my arms to the side and just try to tackle in that direction.
All right.
Just make a run for it.
I will say, go ahead and make a strength roll, I guess, against its PD of 18 at disadvantage because it is invisible.
Okay. Nice. 27.
27. You run, take 2 strides and jump as well as you see it move. And you grab something midair and drag it to the ground. You can't see what it is. It's very strange because you can see your hands are holding something, and it's a very strange translucent kind of visage of your arms that you are now holding on to in the grass, and it is squirming and trying to get away from you. That's your turn. Fitzroy, what do you want to do?
So I can see him squirming around on the floor, holding air.
Hey there, thanks for watching.
Watching. Ooh. So I would like to. So I've been taking notes throughout this time. So I guess I have some kind of inkwell with me for taking notes. Mm-hmm. So I would like to pull out my inkwell, take off the top, run up, and pour my ink on this invisible patch to try and make him visible.
I will say that you don't even need to roll for that. That works to the extent that there is now a kind of like drooping kind of like ink blotch spreading out over this creature's body, so you can see kind of like its contours and outlines of maybe part of its chest, the hand, fingers, a bit of tail, and a lot of nothing in between. It looks really weird. You get some on Pheromone as well. Sorry, on the halfling.
I don't even notice it.
Don't worry, I'll pay for the dry cleaning.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do? You've done your movement. What else do you want to do?
Do I have an action, or is that...
Sure. I'd say that was a quick action. Why not?
Okay, then I will get my focus. So I will take a quick step back, and taking out my knife, these shining tendrils appear coming down from the sky as I start to kind of weave and pull on these tendrils to gain my focus and have control over the area. And I will wait and see what happens.
Amazing. All right. Fairmont, the next moment, you actually notice. What's your MD?
17.
17. All right. That is going to be a 28 to hit. You take 8 points of psychic damage. So how does that feel like?
I get this. I feel a confusing headache. I'm not sure if it's the headache that's confusing me or the confusion that's giving me a headache, and maybe that's what's confusing me in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird. It's almost like when you're feverish and you're having just weird dreams when you're trying to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I hold my head. I'm like, ugh.
The moment that hits you, it also you feel that the only thing you could probably do, at least for the foreseeable future, is just your basic kind of attacks. You don't feel very inspired to do anything else where you choose to take any actions. At the same time, it is going to try to wrestle itself free from your hold on it. Let me go, and it's going to bite down on your finger as you engage in a contested strength roll with it, please.
Okay, this is just a strength plus modifier plus level.
Yeah.
24.
24. All right. No, you managed to hold on to it. That ends its turn. What do you want to do?
Fast.
It bites down pretty hard on your fingers, though.
I still laugh it off.
Okay.
I still laugh it off.
Just for good
Oh,
measure,
I think
you take 1 point of piercing damage.
Okay. That hurts, but I won't admit it.
So what do you do?
I believe you owe me an explanation now, too. Now kindly stop moving, or I might have to squeeze a little harder. And I squeeze a little harder as I say that.
All right. With the intent to hurt it, or just...
Not to do any real damage, but to hurt it enough to A, cause it pain, and B, let it know that if I wanted to, I can squeeze a lot harder.
All right. Go ahead. Roll an attack against its PD of 18.
Okay. I add once again my strength and...
Just roll an attack.
Okay, that's it's hard to see with this die. 26.
26. All right. Let's say you do 2d3. Sorry, times your level. So it's 4d3 at the moment.
Should I make that
4d3? No, 4d3.
Okay, so that's...
So 1, 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2, 5, 6.
So that's 8 dice. I'm going to roll this online.
No.
4d3? No?
That's not allowed.
Okay. All right. Have it your way. So that's a 2.
It's 13th age, so you have to take time rolling all the dice.
So many.
So that's a 2 and another 1. That's 3. And that's another 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6 so far. And
it's a lot of
another
gymnastics.
2. So 8.
8 points damage, all right.
Yes.
Oh, let me go! He shouts at you. That ends your turn. Fitzroy.
Wonderful. So I will take a quick action to tweak on a few of these tendrils coming down from the sky to cause a blast of psychic damage against the creature.
Okay.
Against MD.
Go ahead. That is 18.
That's 28.
The escalation die is at 1, by the way.
It's 29.
29. I will warn you, you would know this. When you choose to add the escalation die to an attack against this creature, it automatically hits with its next attack this battle.
Then I won't. Okay.
Sure?
Yeah, I won't add it. So it will take...
Just for future reference, you need to tell me before you roll if you're going to add the
Makes
escalation die to keep it fair. So, but you didn't know that for this roll. So this one hits how much damage?
It is 13 points of psychic damage as terrifying images kind of echo in its brain. This means that he takes 4 points of ongoing damage, and he can't attack me next turn.
Actually, he shrugs off most of that, and he just kind of looks at you, and as he looks at you, he says, "How come you've seen my home?" So the damage for that is actually just halved.
So I see that he's not particularly vulnerable to this.
Doesn't take the doesn't have the walloping punch that you would expect this kind of psychic barrage to have on this creature.
Interesting, and that's my quick action. So for my main action, I will use Oraban, my slim knife, to come in and just slash at him.
Go ahead.
And... Oh no, that's 11. That's not going to hit.
No, it has an AC of 20.
No.
All right. Top of the next round. Now, as you are engaged in combat, one of the strangest things happens, Fairmond. You are lying on your back. You're holding this struggling creature that is covered in ink and has now poofed back because it has taken some hits and damage. So it's actually now a reddish creature, tail flapping, biting down on your hands, trying to wrestle itself free. As this little gnome off to your side seems to be whispering to the winds, but having an effect as the aura around you shifts. But you are looking straight up. And what you see as you look straight up is really strange, because it is as if a sheet of paper is torn open and the night sky overhead actually rips open. And tendrils of black mist descend through it. And those tendrils of black mist actually form up into a creature with the same reddish hue on its skin, but slightly larger. Humanoid in shape, incredibly good looking and handsome, but with embers for eyes and a huge disfigured mouth that when it grins, actually it literally goes from ear to ear under a very pointy chin, with a big horn that comes out of the chin, and this is a warrior in black and red armor that slams a huge banner into the ground, probably about 10-15 meters away from you. And instantly the aura around you shifts. Again, Fitzroy, you notice the aura shifts as this creature pits its authority against yours. I need you to just give me a roll with your spellcasting ability, please. Spellcasting and level. DC 25.
No, that's 15, I'm afraid.
That's 15. All right. As you kind of try to combat it for control over the area that it's in, you feel a different kind of magic take hold. Both of these creatures now have a damage resistance at 15 plus, so you need to roll a 15 or higher to do full damage. If you roll below a 15 but still hit them, damage is absolutely halved. Okay. That banner is stuck in the ground, and it seems to be pulsating, this very dark, chaotic, vile-like energy as this creature strides forward. I'm just going to give it an initiative roll. of its own. Well, that's not very promising.
This protection is against the attack roll or against the damage roll?
Against
The attack
damage.
roll.
The attack.
Oh.
So you roll 15 plus. Yeah. You have to roll the attack 15 or higher. It's a 13th age rule. If you don't roll a natural 15,
Oh, natural 15.
Natural
if you
15.
don't roll a natural 15, the damage is halved. It's as simple as explanation I can give to it, I guess. Radnox. Stirring up all kinds of trouble, I see, but I finally found you. You hear Radnox Fitzroy go, "Shit, it's my boss!" And at that point, let me just write this down. Yes. At that point, it is Radnox's turn, and he's going to try to wrestle himself free again in a contested strength roll against you.
Not a chance, little buddy. 20.
19. You manage to hold on to him, but just barely, as he tries to wiggle himself free. Okay, as he can't move, he is going to use his automatic hit on the needling attack, which is going to be 8 plus 11, 19 points of psychic damage from its
Me.
attack against you. Yes. Because you're the only one he can actually hit.
Yeah.
That headache just got a lot worse.
Ouch.
Fairmont, what do you want to do?
Oh, you're fighting dirty, huh? I can't rage, right? I can only do my basic attacks.
You can only do your basic attacks, that is correct.
Okay. While wrestling him, I lift him up over my head and I shout at him, "I am King Pharamond of Talonfoot, and I order you to surrender!" And I slam him onto the ground.
Okay, go ahead.
And now I'm trying to hurt him.
Roll an attack against his AC, please. Without your weapon, obviously.
Yeah. So it's a 19, but I rolled a 9. So I guess I only do half damage.
No, you needed to hit a 20 because his AC is 20.
Oh.
This time you're attacking his AC because you're slamming him
Oh,
into
man.
something.
So I gently lower him to the floor.
What does it look like?
I
mean,
don't
you're
slam
slamming him
his-
down from like 3.5 foot up in the air. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna be great.
So I pretty much just drop him, but I was still holding on to him.
All right, so yeah, like just push him
Yeah.
into the ground. It's like, is that all you've got?
Ooh, do I do miss damage?
Do you do miss damage on that? I'll say you do 1 point of miss damage. Why not?
All right. I guess he
Um,
scratches himself. On a
At
rock or
that
something.
point, the warrior who has just appeared doesn't cross the space, Fitzroy, as far as you can see. The one moment he's standing where he drove the banner into the ground, the next moment he is by Pharamond's side. Two gauntleted claws reach down Pharamond, grab your hands, and rest them away. That is going to be a 23 against your AC.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, that hits. You take 15 points of poison damage.
Ooh.
How does that affect you?
Okay, this actually hits. Let me do the math first. 15 points. So I'm actually, this draws blood. Blood goes out, and I guess poison goes in.
His nails dig into
Yeah.
your skin as he kind of wrests the imp free from your grasp.
Okay, that actually does damage, and I can't rage, but I could get angry, so I am just getting angry, and that is my reaction, I guess.
Okay. Can you roll a d20 to see if you drop the hampered condition? So you didn't do it at the end
I
of your turn.
rolled an 11.
11. Okay, you are no longer hampered. Start of your
Oh.
or whatever comes next. That was the new combatants.
I hadn't added the escalation die when I had slammed him down.
It's probably a good thing, because otherwise...
Oh, well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you hear Fitzroy whisper in the back of your mind as you have this thought. Fitzroy, it is your turn.
Ooh,
The imp is free, and whoever this warrior was that chose to step up and help you, he is now being assaulted by a creature 3 times its size.
Okay. Yes, I will use my quick action to defend myself. So I use my quick action to gain +4 to my defenses while I'm unfocused. So I use that skill. It might be helpful. And then I will try and regain my focus. Okay, things have gone sideways very quickly, but okay, must get this under control. And
So what does that look like?
Start to kind of pull these tendrils down again, these glowing tendrils, and kind of figure out how I can affect the battle and hopefully help this poor person who was just trying to help me.
So the way I'd see this is there's these little silver threads, but they're like in front of you, but they're fanning out in different directions, and at the end of those threads you see almost different scenarios, kind of like cartoonishly play out in a way. So in one, Faramond is completely ripped to shreds. In another one, and that thread of fate just kind of disappears. In another one, he actually rises up and starts swinging a massive sword that you are yet to see anywhere around, and the small imp actually gets away. And there's different kind of little scenarios that are just playing out in front of you. Faramond, you don't see any of this. You just see Fitzroy's little eyes kind of jumping in all different directions almost simultaneously, taking in all of these invisible images to your eye. Is that a fair description?
That's a good description, yeah. I'm being very helpful. I mean, as far as you can see, I'm just kind of standing there, kind of twiddling my fingers and looking all around. Yeah.
All right. Top of the round, this strange aura that has appeared around you that feels kind of chaotic and vile. It feels like like one of these images, the moments before an explosion where everything kind of like pulls together around one spot. Well, you have the sense that this aura is now like converging around this banner for a moment. So it's kind of like a rubber band that's snapping the wrong way, but you can feel the tension rise. So whatever's going to happen on the top of the next round with that banner, you both sense not going to be good. It's Radnox's turn, and having been freed, first thing he's going to do, Faramond, is actually he's going to take flight, and he's going to book it over to Fitzroy. And Fitzroy, Fitzroy, he is going to fly by, and as he flies by, he says, "Ooh, now my boss is here. I think I'll let you deal with him. You seem to be very fond of dealing with bosses." And that's going to be a 23 to hit against your MD.
That does hit. Yes.
Yeah, it does hit. You take 8 points of psychic damage. How does that affect you?
That it certainly hurts.
Okay.
But as I take this psychic damage, I see one of these tendrils light up slightly more than the others, and I just pull on it ever so slightly, using my focus to bring that into reality, which is An attack against MD not using the dice, the escalation dice.
Mm-hmm.
That is 22 against MD.
22 against MD of
Yes.
Radnox.
Yes.
Yep, that hits.
Uh-huh.
So what did the image show you that now is becoming reality?
So, although I still get hit, as Radnox passes by, I get to lash out and catch him with my sword or my little dagger as he passes. In my mind, that's what I see.
Mm-hmm. How much damage?
So that is not as much as I would like. That is 22 points of psychic damage. And again, these horrible images flash in his mind that apparently remind him of home. But
He
guess he
staggers
does-
mid-flight, like he's not as able to actually get away from you, but it doesn't seem to affect him as much. And as he had engaged with you, he is now kind of hovering over you in the vicinity of you, engaged with you
Yes.
directly. But he
As
looks
I-
pretty beat up. He's actually gritting his teeth as that attack hits him, and his toes almost touch the floor, the ground.
So as I hit him with the attack, he can't attack me next round. Which I'm sure
Amazing.
will make him very angry.
Fairmont, your turn. Escalation
Okay.
dice at 3.
Is at 3. And at the end of this turn, the banner is going to do something.
Top of next round, probably. Yeah.
Okay. So there's this little guy who bit me a few times.
Yeah,
and he
he's
looks
off
like
over
he
by
needs
the
target.
cliff's edge fighting with the sorcerer.
With this sorcerer who twiddles his thumbs. Then there's this banner, which I have a bad feeling about. But then there's this big guy I can fight. Wow. Decisions. I'm going to go for the banner. I'm going to...
Okay, you will need to disengage from your...
Oh, I needed to engage? So never mind. I'm going for the big guy.
Okay. Did you at one point pick up your sword or anything, or are you
I
fighting barehanded now?
did this. I was fighting barehanded, but I did describe it as being strapped to my back.
Amazing.
So I'd like to reach over and pull out Scoryvac, and I'm going to use the escalation die,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also going to I'm declaring unstoppable. So if I hit him now, I get a free recovery.
Okay. An attack
And-
against AC, you need to hit a 19 or higher.
Mm-hmm. I have a plus 11 with Scoryvac. I pull off this ridiculously sized sword, and
So this sword
I-
is like 1.5 times the size of this halfling. And it's a
I-
big sword.
I rolled a 13, which is less than 15, but it's a total of 24 to hit.
24 to hit. Okay, please roll damage and then half it.
Damage. Yeah. So that's 37. What do we do with the half?
Sorry, 37?
Yeah.
So
So
it's,
it's either
um,
18 or 19.
18.
Okay. So, I get a recovery then,
Yeah, you do get a recovery.
because he's
you
my
get hit.
unstoppable. And it says, I never remember, is it 5 times I roll a d12, or do I roll 1d12 and just times 5?
No. You roll all the dice.
Okay, great.
You can
That's
go
better,
back to
'cause-
like episode 3 and rewatch that
Yeah,
conversation again.
I remember asking this. I just never remember the answer.
That was
So
a different
that's-
character. Different character.
That's a 10.
For the one person watching, thanks for watching. And we are still figuring out the rules of
17.
13th age sometimes.
26, 29, and 32 plus 3, so 35. I'm up, not to full health, but pretty close.
Amazing.
So I'm up to 73. I shake myself off a bit, spit out some blood, and I guess I'm spitting out poison as well, or maybe it just seeps out of my wounds.
The large creature with the horn, the horn for a chin, and the pointy toothed ear to ear grin, kind of looms over you as that sword digs into it. But as you kind of swing through, right? It's a proper hit, but it just like travels through like you're cutting through fog. Whoosh. And just comes out the other end. But you do feel some resistance as you move through its body. But beyond that, it just kind of looks at you. This, by the way, is not a misty body. It's a relatively solid humanoid form that has appeared in front of you. Broad, muscular, bulging muscles on it, actually. As it leans down and says, well, for some reason, you're beating up my disrespectful employee. I'm not entirely opposed to the idea of knocking some sense into Radnox over there, but I do need him to come back with me in one piece. And with that, this claw just kind of like licks you in the forehead. I'm very sorry. That is a natural 20. For a 28 to hit. And since you are
I don't need my forehead anyway.
The only creature that you are engaged with.
I never use it.
That would be, normally that would have been 30 points of damage, but that's going to be doubled to 60 points of damage.
Oh.
Can you please tell us how that affects you?
We said 60, right?
Yeah.
I go flying backwards, plowing into the ground. There's pebbles and earth and dirt go flying as I just skid through the ground. I leave a groove, like a little trench in the dirt, as I finally come to a stop. And I am bruised and bleeding, and I don't know if anything's broken, but it hurts.
Sure. Very nice. And then it lumbers over to you, Fitzroy. Your turn. What do you want to do?
Lovely. So I feel the
You feel the strange energy, by the way, pulsating around the banner.
I am going to try to disengage. So
disengage?
Yes. I'm engaged by this new creature who came, right?
No, he's moving towards you.
Towards me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're engaged with Radnox at the moment.
Yeah, but he can't attack me, so like.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
If he moves, yeah, I will say you did fly back somewhat, but you're still engaged with the large one. What does that attack of opportunity look like?
Well, I'm on the ground, but my sword is pretty big, so I can still reach him. I take a swipe at his foot, I guess.
With disadvantage because you're prone. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, that's probably gonna miss. Okay, 15.
15 misses. Just steps right over it. Fitzroy.
So I'm going to make a beeline for the this pulsating energy that's appearing from this banner.
Okay.
Can I get there without moving into range of this creature that's
approaching? I'm
approaching?
sure you can hide in the grass or something and move around. I don't know. You tell me, how do you do it?
So I'd like to sneak. I'm not a particularly tall creature, so if there's tall grass, then I will just run through the grass, trying to zigzag to avoid being
Sure.
caught. And
You get to the banner.
does it look like I can pull this banner out, or
It's a pretty big banner. I mean, this guy's
big
3
banner.
times your size. The banner's taller than he was.
then
Huge.
I
Also,
will-
by the way, make a wisdom. Just a history roll actually.
history? Well, I have some backgrounds on
Which
very
one?
historical. Researcher of occult and magical things. If it's occult history,
No.
nope. Then nothing. Oh, it's 13.
13.
Yeah.
This is a banner of war, specifically from the underworld, actually. But you're not really familiar with what's written on it. Doesn't ring a bell. Okay, what are you going to do?
I will pull out my slim little dagger and try to chop at it to see if I
Okay.
can knock it down. I guess.
Go ahead. Roll an
It's-
attack.
It's a very fine dagger, so
Go ahead.
29 to hit.
29 to hit, definitely hits.
Yes.
As you hit it, you don't need to roll damage for it. As you hit it, actually you feel the tension release but fizzle out, dissipate, like a spell that hasn't quite taken hold. Anything else you want to do?
No, I think I'm good for now. Yeah,
Sure.
I will. How far away am I from Faramond, who I don't know is Faramond? But
I'd say you're all like nearby.
okay, then I will start to circle round if I can to be closer to Faramond in case he gets attacked. I can try and intercept. Yep.
Top of the round, nothing happens to the banner. It just flaps in the breeze at the moment. And it's Radnox's turn, who was flying over you, couldn't take an opportunity, or took an opportunity attack, tried to, but couldn't for whatever reason, and is now kind of hovering face to face with his boss. He says the following. Look, I understand that. Okay, this looks bad. I get it. Like, the contract didn't work, but I swear I have no idea what happened. It was a solid contract to the letter, as stipulated by our laws, signed, written in blood. His blood, by the way. But then not. And I'm not sure why. And when he tries to run away, the large creature simply reaches out and grabs him and by the tail and just yanks him back and says, no. We have some business to set right here, and you are going to set it right for me because I'm short one head count. That's Radnox's turn. Faramond, you're up. What do you want to do?
I stand up and dust myself off. I'm not sure I want to attack this guy at this point. I don't know what I want to do.
Oh, you better decide.
Oh, I'm answering what this boss told me earlier, and I say, "Hey, you. As a matter of fact, I was not trying to kill your little hench thing. We were just having a friendly wrestle, trying to get answers out of him. Not sure what the questions were, but we'd still like answers, right?" I turned to this gnome. We want answers for something or other.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Answers. Yes.
Okay, I'd say a conversation check.
Can I add my
DC of 25?
Can I add my village king
Charisma?
background?
Sure, you speak with the authority of a village king.
That's a total of 26.
20. Oh my god.
Wow.
Right, we're all in.
I'm not a village king for nothing.
We are all in search of answers, it seems, tonight. He turns to you, holding Radnox by the tail, who's trying frantically to crawl away back into the Whispering Gorge, but just gets yanked back. every time. That's his action. Fitzroy.
I'm going to step forward and say, well, if you want answers and I want answers, maybe we can work together. It seems like an option. I mean, two heads are better than one. No?
I'll make a persuasion check. Charisma.
Ooh.
EC is still 25.
If I roll a nat 20, it's not enough.
Oh, no.
Unless I'm speaking with the authority of the administration.
Sure.
Okay. No, that's a 22.
22.
Oh.
22. It was close. So considering my charisma, that's pretty good.
Well, we all want answers, but I have pressing business, especially considering recent developments in this area, which, Radnox, by the way, is why I'm here. Don't flatter yourself. I'm not here because of you. However, you do need to deliver on that contract. And as far as I can tell, the contract needs to be fulfilled. Now, I am short one soul in my legion, and I want you to go fetch it for me. So, where is it? Top of the new round. Radnox's turn. Well, see, that's kind of the problem, right? I know where one soul is, but it's still firmly attached to a living body. And per the contract, I'm not really allowed to, just kind of like end that thread and take it with me. Yes, I'm aware of the stipulations, the larger one kind of says. But if my devious compass does not deceive me, the other soul is trapped somewhere in that direction. And by the way, Pharamond, the direction he points in, and you notice this, you didn't notice this earlier because you were slightly preoccupied with building your fire and getting your camp set up. But first, on the horizon, there is a village with some towers and some larger buildings, smaller buildings, a small mound wall around it with some gates. And over in the air over it, actually, hovers a gigantic airship that looks like a warship but suspended in the sky. And this ship is huge. And it bears the insignia of the Titan's vanguard. And it seems to have thrown out two huge anchors because you can see huge chains interlocked that have fallen down from the sky, and the anchors at the end have hooked themselves into the earth, slightly beyond the town in the distance, which is your destination of Gold Meadows, as far as you've been able to tell. Yes, with the I think it's the Velistar Vanguard boss. Oh, I hate those guys. The large one. The large one says. And that's going to end Radnox's turn. Pharamond, your turn.
We haven't made introductions. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Pharamond the Mighty, Rake Pharamond Valtor, King of Talonfoot. I extend my hand in greetings.
Get some quizzical, surprised looks from both creatures. Right. Pleasure.
Yes.
Anything else?
I don't suppose there's any point we continue fighting. Although, know that I definitely could beat you if I put my mind to it.
You propose a truce for the moment.
I was going to propose a duel, but sure, yeah, truce. I accept. I accept your defeat.
It's a DC 20 persuasion roll, please.
Okay. Do I still get to add my village king?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no!
Tell
that's
me,
not
tell
as
me
good.
why it applies to this roll. So first,
Well, accepting defeat is part of the village kings. I failed either way. I assumed anything to do with negotiations and
yeah, sure. What was
who
the what was
wins.
the total?
Yeah, the total was a 14.
What will be the terms of this truce between us, mortal? Since we are doing introductions, the Sarolak, Lord of the Valley of Skulls. And this is my useless minion, Radnox. And he just kind of like pulls him up by the tail and kind of sidekicks him. Who should learn to do as he's told and deliver on his promises.
Nice to meet you, Lord of the Valley of Skulls and useless henchman.
Fitzroy?
Well,
You
as we're
both
doing,
need to drive this forward. I can't drive it forward for you.
as we're
Color
doing
what do you want?
introductions, my name is Mr. Fitzroy, and I think, as we often say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and I suggest that maybe we can be of use to each other.
So, from your background being in the General Oversight Alliance Liaison's office, you would know that there are agreements between specifically the Triumvirate of the Monarch, the Dawn Singer, and the Righteous Hammer, and the Tyrant, the Winged Shadow, and the Soul Snatcher. They are all allies in the struggle against the Ravenous Beast.
Ah, well, according to my knowledge, there is an accord here. I can quote the reference and the specifics from the book if you would like. But I
Yes,
think...
please do.
Oh dear. Okay, let me check in my bag, see if I brought it. No, but I remember it off by heart, as you do. Subsection 6, paragraph 3 says that in the event of things such as this, let's just say, to cut to the chase, we should work together to resolve the issues and then resume fighting. That's optional, obviously.
Very well. If you're going to invoke the Accords of Adoris, then I have no option but to comply, or else my boss is going to be pissed off with me.
Everyone's got a boss.
Yeah, mine happens to be around the corner.
I don't have a boss.
Okay. Well done, sir. Well done.
Anything else, Fitzroy?
No, not at this time. I will.
All right. I think we're going to drop the initiative. So how do you want to proceed from this point?
I think we need to come to an agreement about how exactly this partnership is going to work.
What do you suggest?
Well, I mean, I suggest that we put things right. There is a soul that should be somewhere else, and another soul that should be recovered and brought back. My understanding is that there's been a bit of a switcheroo, A bit of a big situation, where there's things change. No, okay, no, didn't see that movie. Anyway, I suggest that we can work together. Although I'm not quite sure how helpful the small piglet creature can be in this case, because, well, it looks very freaky.
Well, at this point, I'm the only one who knows where the soul you seek is.
Oh, Tupuk? Who's it over in Gold Meadows?
I know exactly where he is.
Ah, okay. So
Not so useless now, am I? Shut up.
No, still useless. Maybe if you stay out of sight, maybe we can put you in a bag of some sort, and you can just point us in the right direction. And then when we get there, we can just sort all this kerfuffle out. That would be lovely. And then obviously you can deal with Mr. Silverstring.
Right. Well, a soul's a soul, Radnox. I'm not particularly beholden to one or the other as long as they can be put in the front racks. Do you think you can get it fixed? I have different matters to attend to. I have been summoned here by Esmodai to see to some business that I don't know what's going on over there, but we all seem to be going in the same direction. The Accords of Adoris have been invoked, partially, half properly, without ceremony. There's a bit of accusation in his, in the way he rattles off a list of kind of like passive aggressive semi-insults at you. So I guess that's where we're headed.
Wonderful. Mr. Faramond, I believe. I thank you for your assistance with the small piglet creature. I apologize for distressing you. Can I make it up to you somehow? Perhaps a mug of ale or something.
It's only a flesh wound. But sure, I'd be happy for mug of ale. So we're all headed to the contest then. You were all saying a lot of words. I'm good at listening to the important parts.
Yes, sure. A contest, a drinking contest, maybe. Chess, possibly. Wonderful. I look forward to a game of chess in a mug. Yes.
Well, very well. I've understood the terms you've laid out. As I said, I've been summoned here by my boss, but was forced to make a slight detour since two ruffians decided to beat up one of my employees and had to make sure he was doing all right. I'm sure you understand, Master. Did you say Fitzroy?
Yes, you may call me Fitzroy.
Interesting.
Yes. Sorry, I'm shorter than you, but what I miss in height, I make up for in administrative function.
Right. I knew a Fitzroy once, long time ago.
Common name, lots of us.
Gnome.
Yes,
Did
yes.
some magic.
I'm Fitzroy the Third. Perhaps you're referring to Fitzroy the First, or the Second, or the 0th. I don't know.
He died a long time ago, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well,
where are you from?
Up north. Come on, you must get that one. No,
I do. That's why I find it concerning.
Oh, lovely.
Radnox, what's your step around these two? The big one's punchy. They're small to the small one, then meets the eye. Anyway, get me my soul. They're going to help you do it. And then you can come report back downstairs. All right, Radnox? Yes, boss? Gentlemen, I'll see you in Gold Meadows when you get there.
Oh.
Banner disappears, and he's gone.
Which one of us was the small one, or which one of us was the tall one?
He specifically
Anyway.
said big one.
Ah, the big one. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, now that you get a good look at Faramond, Fitzroy, can you just make a save, please? Against 11.
A save against ugliness. No, I failed. That's a 9.
It's a 9. The world around you morphs very quickly. You are standing on a battlefield. And on that battlefield, a couple of things are happening at the same time. First of all, right in front of you, the most pressing problem you perceive in your tweed jacket. Was it a bow tie or not? Do you have a bow tie?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yellow bow tie.
Bow tie.
Classic.
But you are holding a rather sizable staff that has runes etched into it. There's no small dagger in your hand. Your hands are gauntleted in this image as a horde of demons rushes forward, tearing up the earth behind them. And this is like a wave of black shadows with disfigured maws, claws, a forest of spears, and they're about to wash over you when a huge golden dragon swoops in from the right and from the left. The man you saw in the 3 cracked caskets earlier today rushes forward with a huge warhammer in hand and lays into the onslaught ahead of him. And as from behind you, all manner of warriors clad in radiant armors rush forward, all shapes and sizes, orcs, elves, man, giant, dragon. And one amongst them stands out specifically because that is a halfling-sized man leading a unit of radiant knights in the same armor that the man before you wears, wielding exactly the same sword, same shape, size, and figure, just slightly different features on the face. And as they crash into the demonic horde that washes over them, you're snapped back to where you are, staring right at Faramond.
And do I get a sense that this is the future, the past, some
It's a memory.
illusion? It's a memory. Ooh. No.
It's your memory,
Yeah.
but you don't remember it being your memory.
Yeah, I know. I've turned to the little piglet creature. Don't play your tricks. No.
Stop accusing me of stuff. I'm sick and tired of people accusing me of things I haven't done.
But you've done a lot of things.
Like what? Name one.
You attacked us.
You attacked me.
You bit my new friend here.
He
It was a
grabbed
friendly
me.
wrestle.
See?
Yes. And well, you tried to attack me.
I'm finding this conversation kind of abusive.
See, now you're
Sulking.
accusing us.
Oh, what a child. Okay, let's just put this behind us. Still thinking about this vision, but I need to move on. Maybe as soon as I can get back to the back
You
home,
can put a name
things will be fine.
to the halfling.
Oh.
Thorvald Stalwart.
Thorvald Stalwart.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Thorvald Stalwart?
Did you just say Thorvald Stalwart?
I did when I asked you if you said that name.
I did. But why did you? I mean, and why are you wearing his armor and carrying his sword?
Yes, I am. I am his great, I lose count. I'm his descendant.
Oh.
I inherited it.
You must be very young. I don't think Okay. Oh, well, I knew him, maybe? I guess?
Oh,
Hmm.
um,
Strange. The things you
does-
remember.
Game Master, does this gnome look like the gnome that I had seen? Oh, sorry, there's just a moth fluttering at me.
Wake up, is being attacked.
I was attacked by a moth. Save Gandalf. Does this gnome look like the gnome I'd seen back in the temple or castle? Was it?
Which gnome?
I'd seen a carving back when I had met. What was his name? Syraxius. It was a carving with a giant who had a gnome on one shoulder and a halfling on another. Did this gnome look?
Make a roll, please. See if Fairmont can put two and two together
7.
as well as Yehuda can.
17 plus. If I add wisdom, then it's a 21. Otherwise, it's just a 17.
Yes, the tweed jacket and the bow tie are recently dead giveaway.
Fashion never dies.
Either all you gnomes look alike.
There's
Do I even know what a gnome
like
is?
Fitzroy. No,
I've
you have
seen
actually never. So outside of that image, just for your background and lore, outside of the image of that small figure on the shoulder of a giant, and the one standing before you now, you know halflings, you know goblins, relatively common, kobolds encountered recently. There are legends of tinkering small folk, strong with magic, but those legends are related to the tales of the fallen titan, the wrath of Elris, and in your oral tradition of the halflings of Talonfoot and that area, Elris was an island archipelago further west that was sank and destroyed during the last breach and surge, maybe 5,000 years ago. And that was probably the last most people ever really saw those kinds of folk. They were rumored to have more or less all perished, and the ones that were spread out different places of the world were very few and far between.
But nothing about bow ties and tweed jackets.
No.
It's a classic
Okay.
fashion.
I've seen your carving.
Well,
Back when I met. Oh, you know Syraxius, the dragon. He's my friend, by the way.
Another memory flashes through your mind, Fitzroy. You're at a banquet with a dragon and a giant and a whole bunch of warriors in a huge hall. But this hall seems to be a temple or a shrine. The far end of it, actually, the sun seems to be setting exactly between the pillars. But at the head of the table lounges a dragon in human form, golden scaled skin, beautiful face, slightly draconic features, long golden eyebrows, actually, tail kind of curled up over his shoulder as he lounges at the head of the table, drinking some fine wine, and everyone's smiling and laughing, and this large golden dragon leans into you and whispers something to you conspiratorially. The image fades, but you know when you hear the word Syraxius, that dragon was Syraxius.
Well, I didn't name, but apparently I do know the name. wonderful eyebrows, I remember.
No, that was a different dragon.
Oh, okay.
I was at the head of the table. The one
Okay.
talking to you was sitting next to you, actually in dragon form.
Ah, yes. Oh,
Quite a motley crew.
So,
yeah.
so are you
Wonderful
a ghost?
parties. Ooh.
Because Syraxius is a ghost. It's like a magic thing. I actually should have asked him whether he's a ghost or not. But are you whatever he is?
No, I'm not a dragon. I'm a gnome.
And
Maybe you were having a hallucination of some kind. Yes, I'm sure once I get home, this will all be sorted out.
no, I mean, check this out. And I wave Skorovak right in front of your face. I mean, come on, this is no illusion.
That's a big sword.
Yeah,
It is. Want to feel it?
You've seen
it's heavy
bigger
too.
in the hands of giants.
it's like a toothpick. No, no, I don't want to touch that. Thank you. And no, I'm not a ghost. I'm merely Fitz. You may call me Fitz. You wrestled the pig for me. You can call me Fitz. Yes.
All right, Fitz.
Are you two done with your little tete-a-tete? Are we going to get moving, or what's the story here?
Yes. Onward to Gold Meadows. Let us win that competition. And you can... What's that fighting form you mentioned? Chess?
Chess. Yes. Well, as we always say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So, let's move, shall we?
Onwards.
And, start shuffling towards the
I'm actually kind of
entrance
limping.
of Gold Meadows.
Well, I mean, it's almost night. It's going to take us a couple of hours to get there on foot, since y'all need to walk. There's a perfectly good camp over there. Maybe we should camp out for the night. Go in the morning.
Oh, my stuff. Huh. I forgot my stuff. That's my camp.
Okay. Yes, but we should wake up early. Catch the dawn. Yes? Good. Lovely. I'll head over towards the camp.
Yeah. I continue.
Anything you want to do for the evening?
What's a
Or montage it. Why don't you tell me what happens through the night before the morning?
I resume my fire, and I start cooking.
I'm still here.
I start cooking whatever it was I was going to cook. Some kind of vegetable stew, I guess. But of course, I get distracted by something, and it is starting to burn.
And of course, the distraction is quite obviously Fitz asking more details about this ghostly dragon that he saw and anything he might remember from the carvings. So, as I see this food burning, I will throw a little bit of water over the fire to kind of cool it down a little bit. So, don't burn it.
Hadnock's just lounging. Not even sitting. He's kind of half hovering in the air. He's kind of legs crossed, sitting watching you two struggle with the fire. Food is so mundane.
Well, if you don't need it, then you don't deserve a portion. Sorry. And I'll start.
You think I'd eat anything that grows on this plane of existence? Yuck.
What do you eat?
Stuff.
Oh, stuff. Lovely. A nice bit of stuff.
I have a cousin like that. He every time my Aunt Minnie tries making him something, he's like, "Oh no, I don't. You think I'd eat this and I'd eat that?" And she's always trying to figure out what he wants to eat. And I know what it is. Let me guess.
It's been a
jelly
long day.
sandwich without the crust.
It's been a long day. I'm going to turn in for the night. I suggest you get some rest as well for the morning.
Yes, we need our strength for the competition tomorrow.
Yes, certainly. Yes, Mr. Foremund. So, yes, thank you for the food. And I will take some notes based on what's happened and take a nap.
Anything else you want to do, Fitzroy?
No, but I probably will be going to bed thinking about all these weird images I've been seeing and trying to make sense of it.
All right. Night fades, morning comes.
Do we do a recovery overnight, or
Yeah, you
we
can
have to
you can
a
do as
recovery?
many recoveries as you want.
Yeah, I'm going to need that. I'm at 13 hit points.
Oh, it's a waste.
Was anyone keeping watch, by the way, before morning comes?
Nah.
No, why would you keep watch? This is trustworthy. Everyone here is trustworthy. No?
Do your recoveries, and then we'll pick up the
Yes.
tail there.
It's 34. 41. So much math. So I'm at 54 hit points. I'm going to use another recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I will entertain you with talking about the numbers.
Please do.
That's a 6. And that is a 17, 21, 24, and 27, another 30. Okay, I'm fully healed. And if you're wondering how I got so good at counting, that is because we used to practice, fun fact, before every game, we practice counting to 20. Sometimes we'd get as far as 5, which is pretty good.
Yes.
I'm healed up.
It is well on its way to dawn, but not quite. You can see the night perhaps is starting to give way today, but it's maybe twilight. When up in the distance around Gold Meadows, at first you think a storm has been brewing, breaks out. You see lightning sort of crackle in this distance, but it's not quite lightning. And then you see a dome appear as you rouse yourself and sit straight up to take in this strange kind of noise, thunder storm that is not a thunderstorm emanating from the distance or brewing in the distance. This dome appears over the city, encapsulating the city. And it keeps expanding, this wall of light that keeps expanding out. It pushes over everything in its way. Doesn't destroy it. Just simply seems to encapsulate it. The airship, trees, fields, lonely farmhouses in the area. And it gets closer and closer to you. And it's spreading relatively fast. It goes up, higher, wider. And it's a wall of nearly radiant light. Radnox rouses and kind of hovers up, looks at it and goes, "That's not good. What do you want to do?"
What's not good? Looks lovely, amazing.
It's getting closer.
Did the game start yet?
What
The
game?
contest. The contest. What are we all here for?
If this is not
Weren't you
good,
paying attention to anything being said?
if this is not good, we should maybe move in the other direction. Then, and you can explain why it's not good. So I start heading away from this expanding.
What is that, by the way?
As you begin to kind of back away, Fitzroy, you realize very quickly that you will not be able to outpace this dome. You're maybe, like 2 kilometers away from, maybe 3 kilometers away from Gold Meadows at this point on a little hillock. And the dome just expands rapidly. You take a couple of steps back before the light washes over you. And the moment it washes over you, the air quality shifts slightly. This kind of like metallic taste when you've been slightly electrified, maybe. Tinge in your mouth. And then it stops maybe 100 yards behind you. It stops expanding. You're just on the wrong side of the border, it seems.
Well, I mean, it seems that we're going to Gold Meadows. Doesn't seem like a problem.
Radnox flies up, takes a fist, slams it into the dome, and it actually gives off a hollow thud and crackles. And he flies back down. He says, "Told you it wasn't good."
Well,
Can we dig under it?
You want to spend some time trying to dig under it?
Well, just a little to get my finger underneath.
It seems to be shifting with the landscape, so if you dig, it just simply expands to fill the hole, as far as you can tell. You spend a good half an hour in the light dark kind of trying to do that.
Well, I mean, nothing to be done now. The dome seems to have come from Gold Meadows, more that direction. So while we recover the soul, maybe we can ask them to just, flip the switch again, shut it off for a while so we can go home.
Right. Why would they need Radnox kind of like hovers around quite excitedly? Why would they need a containment field here, of all places?
Maybe someone spotted you. And they put up a dome to...
Maybe someone spotted you. Stop. Whatever it is you're doing to me, I don't like it. What is it? Because I have horns and red skin that you're mean to me?
No, it's because you look like a floating pig. Yes.
He flies the other direction. Just flies off towards Gold Meadows.
Well, I guess we're breaking camp. Hope you've had enough rest, Pheromond.
Sure. I quickly grab my stuff and I pack up my bags. I think I got everything, but I don't double check. And I say, wow, we're all going to be best of friends after this, I can tell. As long as I don't hurt you too much in the contest.
Yeah,
I wonder why they're blocking it off, though.
Chess is a non-contact sport most of the time, but sure.
I got news for you, buddy.
Yeah, I'll start scuttling off in the direction of Gold Meadows.
Okay, it is a new day. Any daily spells would have reset after you sleep. But it is not quite dawn yet as you walk towards Gold Meadows. What's the marching order?
I'm up front if I could do it.
Like next to each other? Like you're
Sure,
walking
it's
and
your
talking?
march.
Yeah, I want to be able to see what's going on. And if I stand behind someone, there's no way I'm going to be able to see what's going on.
Radnox doesn't want to be flying next to you. Just tries to stay ahead of the two of you.
Certainly. I mean, at least we'll know if something happens.
I will say that at this point, Pharamond is probably gonna stop lying to himself that there's nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Part of his insistence that there's that everything here is related to the contest, he only half believes it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am becoming a little bit more careful. But I am trying to be upfront, if only to protect everyone from whatever might be there.
All right. Well, as you're walking up front, why don't you just quickly make a kind of a sweep or scan of the area, please?
Okay.
In the dark.
It's dark or like
Yes, it's dark.
darkish.
Darkish. There's a huge
Okay.
glowing dome overhead. at
Which
this point.
illuminates the ground.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Can I use my hunter skill?
Sure.
Great. It's a total of 16.
I need you all to roll initiative.
At least he gets roll initiative before we're attacked.
Oh, good use of a nat 20.
14.
26.
Hang on.
Nice.
Fitzroy?
26.
Fairmont?
14.
I hate it when that happens. And... oh, there he is. Fitzroy, because your buddy tried to look out but didn't really see anything, the first thing you notice is one of those strange bunnies with the pointy ears and the pointy tail booking, zigzagging down a hill straight towards you. And it jumps right at you and makes its attack. That is going to be a 18 to hit against your AC.
18 does hit. AC 17.
All right. You suffer 3 points of damage
Oh.
as it kind of leaps up at you and just sinks its claws into you. And you also suffer 5 points of ongoing damage.
So as this happens, you see my shadow kind of move in a strange way and somehow get in the middle between the two of us, absorbing the blow and negating the damage.
Negating damage. So you just take the ongoing damage at the end of your turn.
No, all the damage.
All the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget ongoing damage. It's your next turn. Paramount. Out of the shadows, you hear whispers on the darkness, on the wind. They start to whirl around you. That is going to be a 24 against your MD.
That hits.
You suffer 15 points of psychic damage and are confused, or if you're having a deja vu, maybe
Oh, yeah.
you are. You can choose to avoid the confusion effect by taking 6d6 psychic damage and clear your head.
66. Oh, the 15 damage brought me down to 65.
Or you either take 15 damage and are confused, or you take the 66 damage.
Oh, okay. Then I'll take 66. No doubt about it.
Okay, so that is 8 plus 10 is 18. Plus another 8 is 24 points of psychic damage.
Oh, 6d6.
Mm-hmm.
I thought 66. Oh, okay, 24. Ah. That's fine. I'm fine.
And that is going to be the end of their surprise round. We're going to go to the top of the first round. Fitzroy. There are whispers on the air, and there is a crazed, black, smoking, feral, red ember-eyed bunny clinging to you, clawing at you, and your wonderful tweed jacket, which is now getting ripped to shreds.
Oh no. Then I will attempt to disengage. So I get a +1 on disengage rolls. Disengage.
11.
13. So
Right,
I
you pop 3.
disengage. And I pull out my...
Kind of push it off,
Uraban.
throw it away.
Yes, and begin to gather my focus after stepping away a couple of steps to avoid opportunity attacks.
Okay, very good. Well, you disengage, so it can't do an opportunity attack.
Yep. Okay, but I'll
Yep.
take a couple of
You're,
steps to...
you're backing up. Are you using your full movement, or are you just...
No, I'm just backing up slightly.
All right.
And I will engage my ring of protection. So I get +2 bonus to my AC until the
Right.
start of next turn. Yeah.
It leaps right back up at you. That's going to be a 20... Oh, never mind.
Okay. So as I've got my focus and this creature attacks me, I see again a thread. I pull on this thread that shows the image of this creature being hit and being in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 27 against MD. So
Yeah, that hits.
yeah, okay. That's 20 points of psychic damage.
All right.
And
It yelps really loud, and you actually hear something snap inside of its body. You're not sure what.
and does it fall?
It's kind of limping now.
It gets 4 points of ongoing damage as well.
Yep.
So, and it can't attack me next round.
Can't attack you next round. All right.
No.
Very nice. Anything else?
I see if it refreshes. Oh, 5. It does. Boom.
Amazing. Pheromond, the little creature, turns away, having been somewhat rebuked by Fitzroy a moment ago, runs over to you. Oh, wait, it attacked you, right? This was your response to it?
Yeah, this was my
Okay,
response to
sorry,
his
I
attack.
thought we were
Yeah.
at the end of your turn. In that case, Pheromond, you hear whispers again in the darkness, and they swell around you. That is going to be a 28,
Yeah.
27, 28 to hit against MD.
Mm-hmm.
So, same dilemma.
Yeah.
What is it going to be?
I am taking the damage. I need to stay focused during this battle.
All right, that's 3 plus 10 is 13. Plus 12 is 25 points of damage.
25. Oh, I am quite damaged. I have a splitting headache. I think there's some blood coming out of my nose as well.
You kind of look off in the distance because you were climbing a slight hillock, and at the top of that hillock, there seems to be some sort of shadowy creature standing. And it seems to be the source of these whispers, but that is quite far away from where you are at the moment. It is now your turn, Pheromond. What do you want to do? There's the creature that attacked Fitzroy. There's Radnox hovering ahead of you. And then there is this shadow at the top of the hillock.
Far away means, can I reach it in this turn?
Far away means you need to take an action to run up there. So it's an action, it's your movement, and then an action to get to it.
One more things of these. I could take 1 or 2 whispers and then I'm down.
What are you going to do?
Dang. I can. Oh. Oh no, that's a attack against second enemy. Okay, I'm gonna. I'm declaring unstoppable. So if I make a hit, I'm gonna recover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a recovery, and I'm going to attack the. How many points of damage did the first bunny take?
20.
Of hits?
With
It
four
looks
ongoing.
something broke or snapped in its body. It looked pretty beat up and hurt.
Right. I'm
It
gonna go
limped
against
towards you. Okay.
I'm gonna go against the healthier one.
Which one?
The healthier, the one that wasn't hurt.
No, there's only one, and then
There's just the one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm unstoppabling myself and going for that one. For a total of 18.
18 against?
A basic attack, so armor class.
You totaled 18 on your attack?
Correct.
Against the bunny? It has an AC
Yes.
of 20.
But I can use once a battle violence, and after hearing the result, add a 1d4 to my attack.
Go for it.
And I get a 1. However, I have a feat, which if I use violence and I miss, I do half damage. So
Okay. So you do half damage on that feat?
yeah,
You lose
that
violence,
was-
you miss, you do half
I
damage.
missed. I
Go ahead.
downhill, so 38, half of 38, 19 points of damage.
Like
And
1 point.
Do you
One
do you
hit
get-
point.
get
I
your
just-
recovery?
I
Oh,
don't think so.
you don't.
It says if I hit, and I did not hit.
Yeah, you did not hit. It's like you almost cleave the creature in half, but whatever it is, it seems to just refuse to die and keep snapping at your feet
Yeah.
as it lies there, dark smoke kind of just dissipating from its body and its wounds. There's no blood or anything. It actually, now that you've kind of cut it open, there's just a whole lot of nothingness that you see. It seems endless on the inside. Very disconcerting. Anything else you want to do?
There's nothing else I can do.
You can
So
move,
that's
right?
it. Can I?
You can move and attack.
Right.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah. But he is
Cannot.
engaged with this creature, so if he moves, then he's going to take an opportunity attack.
Right.
True.
And disengaging is.
You can
is,
roll an 11, see if you disengage.
So I want to start moving towards the Whisperer, the like a book, the Halfling Whisperer. I got a 12.
Well, all right, you disengage from it, no problem, and you move halfway up the hillock.
Towards this Whisperer.
Sure thing. As you run past Radnox, you hear him say, "Demons. I hate demons." And he races up ahead of you, up the hill, and attacks the creature up there because he was already halfway up the hillock since he was hovering before you. However, he rolls a 11 to attack, and that most certainly misses on his attack. And then he goes invisible, just like that. It is now Fitzroy's turn, and the escalation die is at 1, Fitzroy.
So I take 5 points of ongoing
Yeah.
damage. Do I save against it, or
At the end of your turn.
At the end of my turn, right? Okay. Then I will head up towards the shadowy figure where everyone else is headed.
Okay. It's far away for you as well,
Yeah.
because you were right next to Fairmont.
But I just need to be in close range. I don't need to be right up against him.
Okay.
Can I
So you
get
move, you're nearby,
close? Then I will use my quick action to cast my Karmic Rebuke,
yeah. Go ahead.
which is against MD. 17 with the escalation dice against MD.
17
Yep.
against MD.
Yep.
MD's 18.
Oof. Missed by 1. Yep, and then I will start to gain my focus, pulling on these shining threads to see the possible futures.
All right. Vermond, you look behind you and you see this half-cloven, strange rabbit-like creature snap after you as it comes up behind you for a 20 to hit against AC.
Oh, that hits.
Just before
But-
we do this,
Yeah.
he takes 4 ongoing damage if that's a thing.
He took 4 ongoing damage?
Yeah, he has 4
As
ongoing
he
damage.
as
to my
he
attack.
snaps at your heel, he poofs out into kind of like a smoky black mist with some red lightning in it, and then fizzles out.
I should roll my save as well, right?
Yeah, you did.
13.
Yeah, 11 saves.
Oh,
So
perfect.
you stop taking ongoing damage.
Cool.
At the top of the hill, Pheromond, you've moved halfway up, and Radnox is engaged with it. So the whispers turn into commands in the night. For a 20 against MD.
That hits.
Okay, it hits both you and Radnox, and in your mind you hear, "Kill the servant of the tyrant." You are allowed to move up to Radnox and make an at-will attack right now, please.
I don't see him though.
Yeah, he is
Right,
invisible. Well, isn't he lucky? Can't hit what you can't see. Forgot he was invisible. Let me just write that down. Invisible.
Hope he wiped off that ink.
I'm sure he cleaned himself up one way or another. Having done that and realizing its mistake, this creature moves back, moving again far away from you. But in doing that, it suffers an attack of opportunity from Radnox, which was actually right on top of it, and it is going to make that attack with advantage. And that is going to be 7 plus 9, 16 against MD. Misses.
Perfect. And as Radnox misses,
Yeah.
I will
And he
pull
poofs
on.
back into visible existence, by the way.
I will pull on one of these threads to try and launch an attack against the creature.
Okay. How do you do that?
So I will pull this thread into reality and lash out with an attack against his psyche. 23 to hit against MD.
Hits.
This is the big one. Seven, 34, 37 points of psychic damage
Nice.
and 10 points of ongoing damage.
Ooh.
As, again, the terrible images flash in this creature's brain, which I'm sure he probably thinks are quite pleasant, like bunnies and stuff. But
Yeah,
Killer
actually,
bunnies.
that damage on this one is simply cut in half. So there's going to be a 19.
let's see if I can regain my focus. Nope. But it does refresh.
33. Okay. That's it.
Yes.
All right. Whispers.
As he was
Yeah.
hit Does he stop, or does he still go far away?
He can still move unless you have an ability that stops him from moving.
No, it's just like opportunity. I don't know how missing an opportunity attack and then triggering an attack. Because if you hit an opportunity attack, they stop moving. Correct?
No, he can just move. He just takes the attack.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep. Whispers swell around you, Fitzroy. 25 to hit against MD.
Oh yes.
Okay. So your choice: 15 psychic damage and be confused, or 66.
I will take the 6d6.
6.
It's a 1.
Mm-hmm. Plus 8 is 14. Plus 9 is 23 points psychic damage.
Ooh. Okay.
He's moved far away, and you hear him in this very foul, dirty, nasty language on the air around you. Pheromone, your turn. What do you want to do?
He's far away again, right?
He's far away again, yes.
I wipe the blood dripping from my nose from his previous attack and let out a nose blood curdling scream and run at him.
Okay, so
Swinging score
you're going to use your
my
action
to
close the
just-
distance. All right,
Yeah.
you close the distance. You are now engaged with him, with it. And up close, it is a disgustingly large, wretched creature where Radnox and Saralak were, in their own way, good looking, almost beautiful, like aesthetically pleasing. This creature is just vile, grotesque, misformed. One arm's longer than the other's, crooked. It's got an eye down and one eye up. If there were horns growing, one's a stump. The other one's kind of like grown out and through its head coming out the other end. It just looks grotesquely disgusting. And it sounds like it too, by the way. Anything else you want to do?
There is nothing else I can do.
Okay. Radnox gives chase as well. And as he kind of hovers by, like torpedoing into this creature, you can see clearly a snarl, like pure hatred of whatever is before him on his face as it swings with its tail. He's not rolling very well for a 13 to hit against PD. Since he's your ally, I'm going to give him the escalation die. And that means that he hits for 8 points of damage.
Ooh, first blood. No. Fitzroy.
Yes. So now Radnox is hovering around this kind of like grotesque creature. Pharamon's rushed up with his sword, and Fitzroy, you're hanging back. We're at the top of the next round. Fitzroy, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Just remember that the creature takes 10
Yeah,
points of
on its
ongoing
turn.
damage. Yeah, on its turn.
turn.
I will again try and close the distance, but I'm also trying to gather my focus as I get close. I only need to be in close range, so
Yeah, so you move.
I move and...
You're at the top of the hillock now.
Yeah. And I will... No, I don't need to do that because I have my focus. So yeah, I will just gain my focus and then survey the battlefield before me.
Yeah. And as you gain your focus, these different threads and images, silvery images, start to appear of the battle in front of you. Right, very good. It is this creature's turn, and it is going to, as it has both you, Pharamond, and Radnox nearby. That is going to be a 12 against MD.
Okay, that fails.
All right.
Ha-ha.
It misses, and it kind of like utters. It sounds like a command in a language you don't understand. And as it utters it, you just kind of like shrug it off, and Radnox just growls back in whatever language he's native in, and they have a little shouting contest between the two of them. Fairmont, it's your turn.
At this point, enough is enough, and I go into a rage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would like to
What does
rage.
that look like? What does that look like?
My eyes go really round, and I bare my teeth, and I've got I still have blood going into my mouth, and I just spit out blood, and I'm just like, "Ugh, ugh, ah!" And I'd yell louder, but my kids are sleeping. And I swing Skorivak in a maneuver known as chasing. Like the name of this sword maneuver is called chasing pigeons off the laundry. And I'm using the escalation die, which is what,
Yep.
two or three now?
Two.
Okay. So, oh man, 7 and 19. Okay, so that's a 32 to hit.
Yeah, 32
not
definitely
critic.
hits.
I don't crit, unfortunately. So that's a 35 points of damage.
Fairmont. Might or mercy?
Against this thing? Might?
Tell us how you do it.
Well, the thing is with chasing pigeons off is that off the laundry, you've got clean laundry and these things leave feathers everywhere. So you don't just swing at them. When you chase them, you're swinging back and forth and shouting while you do it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just carving back and forth, screaming at the top of my lungs. "Rah!" And I guess there's just black mist splashing around as I'm going through it until the air clears, assuming it just fades away like the others. And I'm just waving my sword still through empty air.
That's it. What happens to the creature? It dissipates entirely.
Isn't that what the other demons have been doing?
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Gone. Radnox kind of hovers out of the way. Watch it with that big thing, you little oaf.
I'm still raging. Did you just call me little?
He flies up like 10 meters. I did. Now what?
I show him my sword and I say, look at this thing and tell me which end is worse. The big end, and I point to just the flat, along the flat of the blade, or the little end, and I point to the point, which is little because it's a point.
He ignores you. I told you this was bad. Now we've got demons. That's 3 demons in one day. That's not normal. That means there's a breach somewhere here. That explains that. Points to the illuminated airship in the distance. I'm telling you, there's more going on here than meets the eye. I don't think I want to go to Gold Meadows anymore.
Well, I mean, there's a large dome that seems to be in the way of us not going to Gold Meadows. So I think we're going to have to. Unless you know another way in. Maybe
I don't.
Well then.
Does any of this raise any questions or any concerns or anything going through your minds?
Many.
Do I know what demons are?
No, you've never fought anything like this. It's
I've never
actually
even heard
beyond
of them.
terrifying. In fact, both of you need to make a sanity roll for me, please.
Now is the time to ask, what is my starting sanity score?
Wisdom times 5.
Pure wisdom or just wisdom?
Wisdom score,
Times 5.
not the modifier, the score.
Oh, that's not very high at
Yeah,
all.
sucks to be you.
Yeah, I pass.
Okay, so I roll a D100.
Yeah.
Yep.
I passed my my wisdom. My sanity is 40, and I rolled a 51.
Okay. Fitzroy?
So if an ally takes dread damage while I'm focused, I can use my focus to negate the dread damage. Usually the demon who did the dread damage would take that damage as psychic damage, but seeing as you already fanned him into
Well, it was
dust.
1 point of dread damage anyway. So still, you knock off one. You don't knock off 1 point pheromone
Yes.
as the dread. Well, why don't you describe how the effect works, Fitzroy?
So I see in one of these threads that I'm holding Pharamond kind of screaming, and immediately tug it to one side and pull on another one where he just has a dumb look on his face. And go for that one. There you go.
And yourself, what do you roll?
47, so I'm fine.
You're within. All right,
Yes,
very good.
I have 80, so I'm pretty good.
Doesn't seem to affect rad knocks that much.
Okay.
So what's on your mind?
This seems like we need a better plan. Running straight towards Gold Meadows doesn't seem like a good option.
You
Certainly
hear
not.
screaming in the night, women, men, children.
Oh dear. Is there any structures near us where we
There
can?
seem to be, there's what looks like a farmstead, maybe 2 or 3, spread out in different directions.
Or maybe.
A windmill.
So what do I know about demons? Are they more powerful when there's not the light of the Dawn Singer on them?
They tend to prefer the night
Yes.
and dark places,
Uh,
and
I
they tend to
suggest-
surge out of a breach into the land, which is one of the primary objectives of the general oversight of Alliance liaisons, is to make sure that the allies are working together to contain such breaches. In fact, your phone disc starts to ring or vibrate in your pocket. Probably Hareth.
Sorry, urgent call. Bear with me. Please hold.
Urgent what?
It's fine. Chess or something. I'll pick up the thing and. Bit
Fitzroy,
busy.
where are you?
Near Gold Meadows. There seems to be a bit of a breach. Just a little one. You know, demons
Right.
everywhere.
Are you on the inside or the outside of the dome?
Oh, I'm definitely on the inside. Yes.
Her voice becomes a bit muted and muffled. He's on the inside. Give me that thing. You hear it on the background, and a moment later, Director Froth is on the line. Now, Fitzroy, you listen to me. You hear Hareth in the background going, I told you this was a mistake. Now, Fitzroy, you listen to me. You make sure you get back here right this instant. Do you understand me?
I don't think that's going to be possible.
Why
there is
not?
We're in the dome. How would you expect me to suddenly just... Not only that, but I've met a couple of friends. I mean, I don't have many friends, as you know. But they've agreed to help me resolve the situation down here. So,
I would remind you, you hear Rith in the background. He can't actually return until the mission is completed. Boss? Fiddlesticks, Fitzroy! Get it done. Come back. Now. Sooner rather than later. Whatever you need to do, just do it. Do you understand? Oh, okay, give it to me. And Hareth comes back on the line. I'm sorry about that, Fitzroy. Director Froth is realizing some of the errors of his way, she says with uncharacteristic authority.
ooh. Have you been promoted? Not
No,
yet.
still me. Just looking out for your best interests, friend. Anyway, Don't mind froth. But I was kind of hoping you would have had sense enough not to get caught in the dome.
Yeah, well, there was not a lot of time to avoid it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Small legs, can't run fast, obviously. Yes.
Didn't
I
think
know.
of posting a guard. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Uh,
I
but,
just see talking to this.
But if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. So let's get it done.
You realize you're going to be stuck down there, and we pull up some information for you, Fitzroy. Last night, I'm really sorry we kind of missed this. Communication lines and all, a bit, through the bureaucracy and finding the approvals and confirmations and eyes on and whatnot. Well, we finally have eyes on a breach. Looks like the guy you're looking for. Yeah, he was kind of right there.
Ah, yes.
Yes, problem. So, yeah, you're going to have to go there, but you're going to have to go there. How are you feeling right now, Fitzroy? Sorry, Mr.
Not
Fritz?
my best. Not my best. Little scuffs here, little scuffs there.
All right.
So, yes. Oh, also, my jacket is ripped, which is it's distressing.
If only you had like 50 other ones exactly
Yeah,
the same.
But not here. That's the point. Didn't bring enough change of clothes. But if you have any healing ointment or other things that may assist, then please do.
Well, you know how these domes work, Fitzroy. Nothing can get out, but it's kind of hard to get stuff in without the Empress's permission.
Wow. And you're working on that already?
We are using the appropriate channels and back channels to reach out and start the conversation about the conversation that needs to be had with the right stakeholders, Fitzroy. Yes.
Well, maybe you can point us in the direction of one of the Titan Vanguards.
Right. Well,
camps or
the
something.
outfit there apparently is being led by someone named Rafa Felistar.
Don't know him. Okay.
Also known as the Elegant Brute if you're into trading cards. Anyway, he arrived just now and immediately erected the containment dome. They seem to be setting up a perimeter and are moving in, but the demons seem to have surged out into the night before they could get a full containment on.
Yes.
It's
We
not
met
going
one.
to be. It's not going to be pretty, Fitzroy.
Okay. Well, we're going to take shelter until dawn, and we'll reevaluate then.
The dome should make it somewhat easier to spot demons out in the open, so don't get caught unawares.
Yeah. Well, good advice.
You're
Where were
very
you?
welcome.
Where were you a few hours ago? This is the problem with trusting people. Anyway, any other advice before we, shuffle on?
No, I suggest you try to connect with Rafa around Felistar. Tell them you're with Goal. Show them your badge. They'll know what to do.
Rough direction?
Gold Meadows, big ship.
Yes, I could see that. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Can you water my plants? That would be great. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah, be my pleasure. And Fitzroy, come back in one piece, please.
There's only one piece of me, so it should be fine.
Take care, friend.
Ta-ta for now. And I will hang up.
All right. So,
If you're-
yeah.
Sorry. I'm just
Go
going to
ahead.
ask Fitzroy. Fitz, now that we're buddies. If
Mr.
you're done
Fritz.
talking to that thing, I would like some things explained because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot going on, and not all of it do I understand well enough to be able to explain it to others, if you know what I mean.
No.
Let's
But
pretend.
let's go somewhere with more light, and we can sit and tend to our wounds, and maybe I could sew my jacket up because that's not a good look. And then we can.
Right at that
We can
point,
see.
Radnox produces what seems to be a small umbrella that just appears in his hand. Little canopy of black shadow overhead as dawn breaks on the horizon beyond
Ah.
the dome.
Wonderful. Well, I guess that solves that problem. But we're going to need to head towards Gold Meadows and see if we can get on that ship. I think we
The
need
sun is
to.
going to be terrible for my skin. I'm going to be pale red. Nobody likes a pale red. Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. I was just beginning to somewhat like you, but no matter. It's gone. We're going to the ship. You know, the big one in the sky.
We're
I
not
hate
going
those guys.
anywhere.
Oh, you're not?
None of us are. Not until I understand what is going on here.
Oh dear.
Well, that's going to be an interesting explanation. Do you want to try, Mr. Fitzroy, or do you want me to do it? And
Oh,
at
you
that
go ahead.
point, where we're going to pick up a game in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching this episode of Might and Mercy or listening. We hope you're enjoying this tale, and we are on the cusp of bringing our entire trio of triumph was the name we were going for.
Yes.
Triumphant trio. That's
Triumphant
it.
trio back together. Picking up the next episode with Matt and the backstory of his new character. Until then, thanks a lot. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.